I apologize for the lack of content for the last 2 days. I put out at least one video a day, but I know you expect more. I had to run 2 gaming sessions, one in real life and one online. Both games are exciting, they're fun, and I had a great time. Okay, let's get to the topic of this video. Inclusion and diversity in the TTRPG hobby. This is not an issue in the TTRPG hobby, and it has never been an issue. We have never lacked being diverse, and we have never lacked the attempt to be inclusive. From the day the first TTRPG was put on the market, we have begged anyone who would listen, and I mean anyone. Doesn't matter sex, race, if you're gay, doesn't matter. Anyone who would listen, we would say, here, come try this game. That attempt to be inclusive has always been a thing. There is not a year or decade where we didn't spend our time telling anyone who would listen how great the game was, and then inviting anyone who would listen to join the hobby. And growing up in the 80s and the 90s, we had everyone in the hobby. Women, gay people, people of every race. And let's not forget that these games, even back then, weren't just being played by white people. Go to Japan. They were being played in Japan. That's Asian people. Let alone my tables were diverse. The whole world was open to TTRPGs. And the new surplus of people that have entered the hobby in the last 10 years, it doesn't come from a recent push for inclusion and diversity. It has to do with the game becoming more mainstream and it picking a bit more up on the internet. More people are hearing about the game, so through the internet, through people like Matt Mercer, we have a lot of new people entering the hobby. If you try to say in any way that the new surplus that we have coming into the hobby is based on our recent push for inclusion and diversity, you're lying to yourself. I don't want to go too political here, I want to stay away from that, but we have to at least admit that the push for inclusion and diversity, as if it's needed, comes from an activist group within the hobby, a political activist group. But our real problem gets covered up. We have a new social issue. I knew we were nerds back in the 80s, but at least most people understood that you have to be able to get along with people to be able to play and run the game. Players expect a certain game and expect a game master to manage a game in a certain way. So, to achieve that, a game master needs a level of authority that the player is willing to play under. That agreement has always been understood, at least in the old school. But with the new school, and the majority now in 2023, like telling a player, hey, focus back to the game please, they will tell you, hey, you can't tell me what to do. Well, if I can't tell you what to do, I can't manage the game, I can't keep the session going, I can't keep you guys immersed, so you want me to achieve something, and then you want to take the tools away from me that I need to achieve it. How the fuck does that make sense to anyone? Seriously, go ask players what they expect from a game master. It will blow your fucking mind. It really will. It will blow your fucking mind. You'll hear the expectations, and you'll realize that there's an authority that a game master has to have to meet the expectations. But they go, on top of meeting the expectations, you just can't do it with the tools that you need. That just doesn't work. And you can see games falling apart. Short campaigns. Forget 6 sessions. Most of the groups don't get past 3. In the last so many months, I see this in person in a very large in-person community of gamers where people that never had an issue getting together to game before are now having an issue as there's a surplus of people coming into that community, but they're people that don't want to get along. They're from the new school. Yeah, the new school. You can't tell me what to do, but in reality, you need to be able to tell me what to do and me do it for this to work. But I don't care. And motherfucker, do you think I want to keep running a game for you if you're like having an attitude with me when I use basic authority like focus back on the game? Well, you can't tell me what to do. Well, here, take this stick, shove it up your ass with the other stick, and get the fuck out of my game. Look, we've been diverse since the start. We have been inclusive since the start. To act like that's an issue now, like we're not aiming at that now, is silly. We gotta act like we're inclusive now. And no, I don't buy that more black people will want to play the game because they see a D&D commercial with a black person in it. I think just as many black people will want to play the game as there were when there was only commercials, as some people assume, with just white people. Because at the end of the day, not everyone sees color. They just see people. And that's just people in the commercial showing you the game. Either you're going to be interested with the game or not. It shouldn't matter if the people are purple, and to most people, it doesn't matter. I played and ran for tons of black people, Asian people, Arabs. Yeah, Arabs. Lots of Arabs because of where I'm at. I ran the game and played with them. They don't care. They don't care about none of this stuff. Oh, white people in the commercial? They're not paying attention to that. They're paying attention to the game and how it's being played and going, I think I'd like to try that. But what we have to focus on is not this fake inclusion and diversity issue, because it's not an issue. We got to focus on getting the people in the mindset to actually play these games together. Where, what's the major thing that tells anyone if you're a good game master or good player? Forget all the other things, there's one main thing. And that's you being able to get along with people. And if you can't do that, you're not a good player. I don't care how smart you are or how clever you are. You're a shit player if you can't get along with people. Game master, if you can't get along with people, I don't know what to tell you. You probably don't have that much success. But you suck. I don't care how smart you are, how many times you read the book. You suck. You suck at these games. Because what makes a player good, even if they're not the smartest person in the room, because these games aren't about winning or failing, and they're all about the experience, the best player, the best game masters, are the ones who give a fuck and make the effort. Because no matter what, they can get into the game and improve from their current state. This hobby is going to be screwed and tattooed until people get this message loud and clear. We're good on diversity. We're good on inclusion, and we always have been. Focus on respecting how this works, and then accepting how it works, and playing into how it works, instead of trying to make things work your way, because they don't work your way. Alright, for now, take care. You know what you can do? You can hit the like button. You can share the video. Oh, and there's another button you can press. That one that lets you subscribe to my channel for more content. Oh yeah, there's that bell thing. You can press that so you know when I've uploaded a new video right away.